Well, greetings, my friends. Yes, this is a live edition of the Flipside coming to you on this Saturday morning, shortly after 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, on this February the 8th. Robbie Noel broadcasting live from Rosarita Beach, where it looks like it's gonna be a Chamber of Commerce type day. Blue sky, sunshine, calm seas, and the prospect of celebrating my first St. Patrick's Day south of the border. It is rather amusing how many restaurants in Rosarita Beach are offering Irish fare this weekend. St. Patrick's Day always amuses me based on all the other holidays celebrated worldwide. You have Cinco de Mayo, you have Martin Luther King Day, you have Nelson Mandela Day. The only thing that separates all those holidays is it strikes me as St. Patrick's Day is pretty much the only internationally recognized day where everybody claims to be Irish. This edition of the Flipside is more along the lines of the week in review. I don't want to sound redundant by saying this, but if you thought last week was interesting, you haven't seen anything yet. I also want to direct you to my website because I think I have pretty much highlighted all the relative information from the alternative media to help explain not only the current events taking place in the Ukraine, but more importantly, who the players are and the reasons behind a lot of the actions we have witnessed this week. The top story on my website today is entitled Putin Controls the Fate of Ukraine. But the question is, who controls Putin? According to some, Putin will single-handedly rescue the world from the clutches of the Rothschild-Rockefeller criminal banking cartel. Some have even gone so far as to say that Putin is a modern-day version of George Washington, who will lead the world to the promised land while crushing the New World Order. Well, we can only wish that was true. But to believe that would also be engaging in a fantasy world. It definitely goes a lot deeper than we see on the surface, my friends. One thing that you should know as the reality of news that the majority of people receive via the mainstream media is nothing more than what the oligarchs want you to hear and believe. I have posted a interview that was done with James Corbett and Ryan Dawson yesterday on their take of Putin and the events in the Ukraine and subsequently the U.S. response. While the Ukrainian situation pretty much sucked all the air out of the media this week, there were a number of other stories of equal import that didn't receive the attention it should have, and I have posted a interview with James Sprout, who talks about the possible importance of the lawsuit that was filed earlier this week against the 5 major bullion banks that set the price of gold and silver on a daily basis. Bill Murphy is also pretty much fired up with the mainstream media's coverage of the gold manipulation story from a week ago in the Financial Times of London. The gold manipulation story has now received coverage from pretty much every major financial publication that there is. The Financial Times, followed by Bloomberg, followed by the London Evening Standard. And I think the coup de grace for the week is that there's an extensive piece on the gold manipulation story in this week's edition of The Economist. The thing that makes me smile is after all these years, when those of us who spent endless hours explaining gold manipulation and the reason behind it were more often than not ridiculed as being nothing more than a fringe element of the tinfoil hat crowd. And for at least the past decade, the mainstream media per se has shied away from doing any in-depth reporting about manipulation of the financial markets. With the blow-up in 2007 and the subsequent admission by a number of leading banks to have been involved in manipulating the LIBOR rate, it seems as though this week we finally received our redemption that our speculation was right on point. And it was ultimately thanks to New York's University School of Business professors Rosa Metz and more importantly Moody's Investor Service Managing Director Albert Metz, who issued the report using very carefully chosen words to leave no room for doubt about their interpretation about the manipulation in the gold and silver prices. We also this week learned some more disturbing news, in that one of the largest West Coast distributors of gold and silver closed their doors on Monday because they could no longer deliver gold and silver as promised to those who had sent them their cash. Tolving and Company has been in business for many years, and being a competitor, it never ceased to amaze me how in order to be competitive with their pricing of gold and silver eagles, for instance, your margin of profit was in the region of 1%. I think grocery stores make a higher percentage of profit selling a box of cereal than dealers could make selling a 1 ounce American Gold Eagle and be competitive with Tolving's prices. Well, it's now apparent and pretty obvious why Tolving had such amazing prices. He was unfortunately playing the market. That can work for a certain amount of time, but ultimately reality catches up with you. And so let me on this rather interesting week conclude by offering you some advice. If something sounds too good to be true, there's a high degree of likelihood it is. If you are thinking of buying or selling any gold and silver, I strongly urge you to give either Jeffrey Bennett or myself a call, toll free at 855-289-7587. If you have any questions you want via email, you will find out email links on my webpage at robbyknoll.com, just under the Flying Eagle logo. Just click on either Jeff's name or my name, and it'll automatically take you to your email system. Fire off a question. We are usually very good about answering any questions or concerns people have. But I have to say, I think I have pretty much covered most of this week's news stories of interest that if you haven't had the time to follow it on a daily basis, as I have, I think you'll pretty much pick up the points of interest and hopefully clarify what is a very misunderstood event unfolding in the Ukraine. It's just one of those things. Anyway, my friends, this is just a short Saturday morning weekend review. Take a look at my website. It'll tell you pretty much everything you need to know. And till we meet again, see you, bye.